Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. I'm Katie with Aqua Moon Tarot. So this video I've been working on for a while. I actually meant to release it around Valentine's Day. It is a perennial reading. It's good for any time, but I actually had filmed the first half of it, and then I got sick and upper respiratory stuff going around, not the C word. But I've just been dealing with that and my sinuses being all messed up because now here in Central Texas, it is allergy time. It is gone from super cold to spring anyway. So I finally had like the mental clarity and the time because work's been nuts to get this reading out. And I really wanted to continue with it. I didn't want to scratch it. I really was vibing with the groups that I first did film, and I love this spread. So today I borrowed a spread from Twin Moon Tarot on Instagram. This was the one that they put out on Valentine's Day. It's called A Tarot Spread for a Conversation with Your Heart. And it's just like a deep dive, like what's going on with your heart right now. What do you need to hear? What are your needs? What do you need to let go? And I just really vibe with it. And again, it doesn't have to be for Valentine's Day. I just thought it was a really good like introspective spread. And so I asked if I could use it. Anyway, the information for their account is down below. Please check them out, give them a follow. I'm also using, so today I'm using the Ethereal Visions deck by Hughes, one of my favorites. I'm going to get the updated one pretty soon as well. So check those out. Check out his newest one. It's this, but they added like more people of color, and he redid some of the imagery on it, but it's just a beautiful deck. So I have the original, and then these cards, which are the oracle cards I used after the tarot spread reading, are his Dreamscape oracle cards, and they're fairly new. I think they came out just this last year, 2022. I got them pretty soon after they came out. Huge fan of his work. Check him out on Instagram. I'll put that info down below, and check out his website. He has other cool decks, and he's a great illustrator. And then I also use my Yogi tea bag tea tags. They're kind of like fortune cookies, you know. I think I have like one of all of them, and I don't think I have any repeats. I don't know, I went through them a while ago, so I pulled one of these as well. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this reading. Your groups today are, we have group 1. This is the amethyst. Yes, I know it's a dyed amethyst, but I was going for a color scheme here, so we're gonna pretend that this is not a dyed probably clear quartz, but there you go. We have amethyst, and it's pretty. We have kunzite, very heart healing stone. We have lepidolite. Sorry, so group 2 is kunzite. Group 3 is lepidolite. Group 4 is rose quartz. It's a very faint pink. It's a rough rose quartz. I got this in Ireland last fall. Very fun. So yeah, you're definitely going to notice different nails in some of the readings, and my voice probably sounds different when I was not sick and when I was sick. And bear with me, those of you who picked the piles with the purple nails. I'm a little foggy still, but definitely my intuition's been on again. Finally, it's just my words. And forgive me if I'm like sniffling and all that. I really wanted to get this reading out finally. I was very excited about it. But I really appreciate you watching. Go ahead and check out the timestamps below. Whichever stone resonates with you, or maybe it's like the timestamp number, or just watch all of them and just see what resonates. Let me know down below, you know, if anything resonated. Please like this, share it, subscribe, and check out my past videos, and follow me on Instagram. Thanks so much. Hi everyone who picked group 1. There we go. The amethyst. Here's your reading. A conversation with your heart. All right, so very powerful reading I'm feeling with this one. We already have 2 major arcana cards going on. I need to remember to give you your oracle stuff as well. This is my second time recording this because I forgot to do the oracle cards. Anyway, so for the first card in the spread that this is built around, we have Deep Within My Heart of Hearts for the first position, and we have the Tower. Now in this card, it is a bit different than the Rider-Waite-Smith traditional like tarot deck. Traditional deck has, you know, the lightning hitting the tower, but the tower in that deck is falling apart and there are people coming, you know, flying out of it. In this one, however, there are two major differences. One is that the tower is still intact, and two is that this person is wearing a mask. So that really stood out to me right away as soon as I picked this card. What I'm getting is definitely that it's, you know, you are wearing a mask, you're putting up a front in some sort of situation, you know, likely relationship, but I'm getting that it's a personal relationship. It's not just an acquaintance or a passing thing. It could be, you know, a partner, a spouse, a lover, a best friend, a roommate, a family member. But I feel like either something has happened and you've all of a sudden realized, oh my gosh, like I can't keep this up anymore, this facade, or it's something you've already known about. You've already felt like you're keeping up a facade, and something has finally happened to push you out of your comfort zone and say, okay, I can't do this anymore, right? I can't keep on like everything is great and hunky-dory. You know, that, or, you know, but I feel like it's acting like everything's okay when it's not okay. And this could even be, you know, relationship with yourself, right? I mean, maybe you've been putting up a front to yourself. I'm okay, and you're not okay. All right, moving on. So then we have, for what is clouding my heart space, we have the 10 of Wands here. And the 10 of Wands, the 10s are the, you know, the ending of the suit, and this is one, so it's like passion, it's creativity, it's drive. It has to do with, you know, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius signs. And with this, you know, this person is carrying this bundle of wands, this bundle of heavy sticks on their back, and it's very uncomfortable. But this, like I said, this is the end of the suit. So what comes next? The new beginning after this. You know, you start over again. You start back at 0 or back at 1. And I feel like with this, let's see, it's that this, whatever's going on here, this facade, being in a relationship or, you know, like I said, with yourself, it's become too big a burden to bear, too big of a burden to bear. And it's time to, you know, sort things out, because you can no longer live like this. You can no longer keep this up. Then we have, I'm sorry, I'm reading this upside down, and I'm trying to read the spread right side up on my phone in my hand. What are my heart's needs right now? I have the Ace of Swords. Beautiful card. And, you know, the aces are new beginnings. So this is what happens after the 10s, right? So I think this is really interesting that this came up as the next card. So let's see. Your heart needs to take action. It's this hand grabbing the sword. By the way, the swords are, you know, it's the element of air. It's Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. It's about, you know, communication. It's about travel. It's about, you know, technology. In this case, it's taking action, but it's taking action mentally first, I feel like, and then with your words. So I think you really need to like get a little more objective, get more into head over heart, over feeling with like overthinking with emotions, and figuring out in your mind, okay, what needs to happen first? What steps do I need to take to, you know, remedy the situation, to clear things up, to release this burden? And then it's also figuring out what words you need to use, especially if it has to do with another person. It's how thinking clearly on how to approach the situation, you know, with a level head. And to also clearly like get across your points and your feelings, right? And then we have Temperance, for something to cultivate that will make my heart sing. So something to cultivate that will make my heart sing. And we have Temperance, another major arcana. So major arcanas, again, are these big themes, overarching, like, you need to do this. No. But yes, very, very, you know, big. I feel like, and oh God, isn't that pretty? I love this card. I feel like with this one, it's pretty literal. It's really tempering. It's tempering the situation. It's tempering emotions. So there's no element tied to the major arcana cards, like with the suits, but there is water depicted in this, water being poured from one vessel to the other. And I feel like this is like tempering of emotions. So not only your own, but the other person, if that, there is another person involved in this, heart issue. It's, again, when you take the time to really think about how to take action, go forward in this, it's taking into consideration both of you. So not just rushing forward and saying, well, I feel like this and this needs to change and me, or, you did this, you did this. It's really thinking about the whole situation. It's really thinking about taking the other person into consideration, and again, like making sure like emotions are tempered. This does not need to be a fiery exchange. This needs to be graceful. Also could mean, this is an angel, so if you need guidance from your guides, your spirit guides, your whatever deity that you turn to, take the time to ask for guidance on how to keep everyone tempered. I don't want to say to keep everyone happy, because, you're not always responsible for someone else's happiness. But you know what I mean? If you feel like you need to turn to something outside of yourself, to help you in your decision on like how to take action and move forward, please do so. And then for the final card, we have, it's upside down, my heart longs to let this go. So if my heart longs to let this go, we have the Queen of Pentacles. Beautiful. She's very steadfast. She's very earthy. She's very warm and motherly, very grounded. But what I'm feeling with this is, obviously, this is something you do need to embody. It's like this overall just grounded contentment. You know what I mean? Let's see. But in terms of letting go, so you see she's holding the pentacle, and the pentacles are the suit of earth. So things on this material plane, right? It's things you can touch, things that you can see. Be it, it's money, it's career in terms of, you physically do your job every day, pretty much. Money, career, it's health, it's home, like physically. So I think you need to stop holding so tightly to whatever earthly subject this is, because I do feel like this ties in with this. And if you feel like you've been keeping up a front, a facade, a mask, you've been keeping up a relationship, even though deep down you are not satisfied, you're not happy, you're not feeling like yourself, because you feel like it's tied to something that has to do with your money or your home or even your health, and you're scared of losing that, you need to let that go. So, example, if you are in a relationship or like a friendship and you're roommates and you decided, I don't want to live with this person anymore, but you feel like, oh my gosh, if I quit keeping this up, I'm going to lose where I'm living. Or, I have a close relationship with my boss and this happened and I'm not happy. I don't want to, lose my finances from, I don't want to not be up for this promotion, or I don't want to lose my job, or, I'm not happy in this job, but it's safe and secure. I don't know where to go next because I'm concerned with money. At least I have, money coming in every month, but I'm just keeping up this mask and I'm really unhappy. So that kind of a thing. I feel like you feel like, your life depends on this, but the issue is this is what's making you unhappy. And I feel like there are other ways around. There are ways to, again, objectively think to get yourself out of this situation or through this situation that ultimately won't really affect this. Or even if it does, it's knowing that there will be more money. You can find another place to live. It's your heart, your happiness is more important right now, because obviously it is hurting. It's not well. if you feel like this doesn't apply to everybody, but it's something that needs to change, and you don't need to worry about these earthly things. You don't need to hold on so tightly to these earthly, possessions or status, right? Anyway, got all that going. This is a lot. And if it doesn't quite resonate, please feel free to, go for another group, but please let me know if it does resonate. In the meantime, I'm going to pick a card from this fantastic new-ish Dreamscape Oracle, also by Matt Hughes, who did this tarot deck, Ethereal Visions. Oh, sorry, it's loud. All right. It's a small deck, but I really like it. I need to use it more. And I like using it with this in tandem with this deck because it's the same artist. Oh, such beautiful work. Okay. All right. Group 1. Ooh, you got the sea turtle. Okay. Let's see. Ooh, sea turtle. All right. See? Ooh, pretty. And it has a little bit of gilding in it too. It's so pretty. I got it soon after it was released. Huge fan of this. And I'm also going to get you a Tazo tea tag. Kind of like, a cookie fortune, but they're tea tags. Be fearless. I know that all will be provided at the right time. Interesting. Oh yeah, let me read your sea turtle. I get so wrapped up in the artwork. All right, where's the sea turtle? I'm still learning this deck. Sea turtle. Come on, Katie. All right, sea turtle. I'm going to push this down a little bit. Hold on so you can see it. Go down there. Okay. The sea turtle is a gentle creature with a long lifespan and can swim over vast distances. It can take decades to reach full maturity, granting them insight and wisdom only accumulated through time and experience. Sea turtles represent the journey and share their infinite patience as you walk the path and learn from the lessons given along the way. When the sea turtle comes into your life, it may be time to look at the big picture and determine your needs for the long haul. Are you ready for the future? Now is the time to start planning. Meanings: enjoy the journey of your life, start planning for the future. So I think that this has to do with you're not enjoying this journey, right? It's becoming too hard to bear. And so it's taking in these lessons of what you've learned from the situation. So, maybe to not make the same choices, mistakes, whatever. But it's time to move on in the journey of life, and this is part of it. You cannot stay in this tower anymore. You've already fallen out. You're already, not happy with the situation. And I do, and sorry, one more thing I just want to add with the tower here. As you see, though, they're just falling. I feel like also this feels like a trust fall with the universe for you. And this is, again, it's this chance you have to take, just letting go, and for some of you, it may be absolutely just letting go of whatever situation this is. Maybe there is not a way to properly temper it. So don't feel afraid to do that if it calls for it. Again, meditate on it, think about it, talk to your guides, your angels, your spirits, your gods, whatever. But yeah, it's time to move on in the journey of life. And this is just, one of the steps. This is one of the avenues. And again, your message is be fearless. Know that all will be provided at the right time. And again, I think that's what message reminded me, that I was getting that whole trust fall thing with the tower card. All right. I appreciate you so much for watching this. Please subscribe and like this video, share it with others. Watch the whole thing, see what resonates, especially if you thought you had messages in other groups. And I will see you again soon. Thanks. Hello, everyone who picked group 2, the Kunzite. Beautiful heart chakra crystal. All right, so for your reading for this conversation with your heart, spread by Twin Moon Tarot, I have pre-shuffled, so you didn't have to watch me take a few minutes to do this. And again, the cards are pretty active, so some of them like to just jump out on the floor. This is another very, I don't know, it feels heavy. It feels a bit heavy, like group 1. And if you were, before they do this reading also, if you were feeling that you might have messages in other groups, I would check them out for sure. I'm seeing some overlapping messages. And also check out my recent Instagram post that I posted on February 14th. It's a timeless reading, but it is about, love. It's called Love Notes from the Universe. And again, some similar themes that I'm seeing in this reading as in some of the groups I did with that one. Anyway, moving along, the heart of the reading is the first card. Deep within my heart of hearts. And we have the Nine of Swords. So this is a pretty heavy card. The swords are, mental, it's communication, it's all, it's in your head. And this one, it's torment. It's really about, I'm getting a lot of anxiety. I'm getting, it's anxiety, it's nightmares, and it's also isolation. So for this one, overall, the vibe I'm getting, and this is for some of you, is that this has to do with relationship with yourself. In what's going on in your heart right now. For some of you, it is an outside relationship, but I think for a lot of you, there's just a lot of anxiety going on, and maybe some self-isolation, and it's really weighing down on you, and you're just trying to figure out how to get through this, like how to how to manage, how to cope every day. So that's this being the heart of the reading, it's a lot. All right, the next card is what is clouding my heart space, and we have more swords. So we have the Knight of Swords. Beautiful deck. Look at that. Ooh. So for the Knight of Swords, this literally could be a person if this has to do with another person. Again, it's swords, and it's also the air sign, so it's Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. If it has to do with someone else, it's someone you feel that's very cutting with their words, very, I don't know, like is trying to move through something quickly. This is the quickest moving knight in the suits, of all four of the knights in the tarot. So I feel like you're feeling, rushed by someone, or you're feeling someone very cutting with their words. If this just has to do with you, I feel like it could be, negative self-talk, but I also feel like you're trying to rush through something. It might be that you're trying to rush through, like, getting through this, not taking the time to, like, if you can get or afford therapy, you're not taking the time to do that, or like, if there's any kind of, you're like, it's like you're rushing through some sort of self-help that you might be getting from the outside, or you're just feeling like, you can just go cold, shut off this, disassociate from this part of you to kind of rush through healing. And that's not going to work. But I am getting negative self-talk as well with this card. But again, it's quick, it's cutting, and it does have to do with thoughts and words. And if this is another person, it's just a very, it could be like a, kind of a cold influence, and words that are cut and words that hurt. All right. And that's also what's, causing, if it's a person, this is a major part of this anxiety and this worry and this sleeplessness. But this also could be, you to you, like I said. What are my heart's needs right now? And you got the Tower. And in this card, it's a little bit different than the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith. We have the Lightning, as in the traditional card, but in this one, the Tower isn't crumbling, and this person is wearing a mask, which they are not in the original. So this has got some really interesting imagery. What are my heart's needs right now? I feel like this one, you see how they're just like free falling? I feel like you need to trust the universe. It's like this free fall. And again, I really feel like there's a message for you in another group. I was getting similar vibes in another reading. And the same, it's just like, it's just letting go. It's not struggling through this. It's not trying to rush through this healing. It's not trying to change this person. It's just, all right, like letting go, into the universe, and kind of, for lack of a better phrase, like giving it up to God, right? Not to say that you don't have to do work, but it's time to like let go of thinking about and stressing about this anxiety 24/7. It's becomes too much of a burden upon you. And I think it's also changed. A lot of people see the tower and they think, oh gosh, it's things crumbling down, but the tower is change, and change isn't always bad. A lot of times sometimes you need that push. You need the foundation to crumble so that you can build anew, so that you can have something new. And I think it's time that this way of living or thinking or this situation, it needs a change. And so the tower is what you need, and this feeling of just like, okay, just letting go and seeing what happens next, and seeing where the universe, your angels, your guides, where they take you next, right? What signs you're given, what pops up in your life. And I think that by letting go and not stressing so hard or trying so hard, a lot of things are just fall into your lap. A lot of things might just fall into place, serendipitously. Okay, now we have something to cultivate to make my heart sing. And I love this. You got the Queen of Cups. Beautiful, mothering, empathetic, nurturing card. And I feel like, so a lot of times with the court cards, they can be actual people. If this is an actual person, it's cultivating a relationship. Maybe there's someone in your life that's very motherly that you could trust in, like in talking to. It could be a therapist. It could be, and it doesn't have to be a female, a bio female, but everyone can have divine feminine in them, and feminine qualities, and it's beautiful. I feel like it's nurturing though. And if it's not someone else, it's just you nurturing yourself. It's you giving yourself time to heal. You giving yourself, looking into the resources to help you heal. Again, it's not like pushing too hard or trying. It's just, letting it flow. And the cups are water, sorry. So it's emotions, it's relationships. And I get such a soothing, healing, nurturing vibe from this. I'm also very watery. You've got the seahorses and all the things. Very, very beautiful card. But yeah, it's cultivating more nurturing for yourself. And, almost even like mothering yourself and being more empathetic, to yourself or, this situation. But again, it's, how do I put this? I'm trying to put this politely because I have another way I want to say this and it's not very polite. Instead of just like kind of, falling over and letting stuff happen to you, it is also still taking charge. It's because you could fall back into, by just, again, like letting go and like, oh, whatever, and not trying to seek help or therapy or some sort of positive guidance to get out of this space of anxiety. You could fall into a worse situation, or the situation could get worse. I'm trying to think of how to say this. So you don't want to be so empathetic in that maybe if there is someone who is like hurting you, abusing you, whatever, especially mentally, that you're like, oh, I've got to think about them. No. You have, like, this has to do with you getting out of this. It's sometimes, and it shouldn't, I don't mean to say the word selfish. I'm trying to think of a better word, but for lack of a better word, you need to be selfish sometimes. Sometimes you do have to think about yourself, because if you cannot, heal this, then how can you really show up fully in the rest of your life and the rest of your relationships? Do you know what I mean? And again, I'm not a therapist. I'm just, I watched a lot of therapy videos. No, but I mean, take from it what you will. I'm not a professional. This is just the vibe that I'm getting. All right, last card is My Heart Longs to Let This Go. And interesting, we got another major arcana. So this is a major arcana. The Tower is a major arcana. Big overarching themes. And the Hierophant. So the Hierophant, what you need to let go. This is like tradition. These are societal rules. This is like, this needs to be this way, or I need to be this way because I'm this age and I am I do this job and I am, this and this, and this is how society sees me, so this is how I need to act. So, it could be like, I need to be seen as, I'm a parent, I'm a caregiver, I'm, make decent money. I shouldn't feel like this. I'm okay. On the outside, everything looks great, so I just need to pretend it's great. No. And you need to let go of, and also like if there's any stigma, a lot of times people have stigma about like seeking therapy, seeking help from others, or, professionals. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. So I feel like what you really need to let go is how things look on the outside, what the expectations are that, you feel like society or that, maybe people around you, your family have for you. Forget that totally. This is you healing you. Right? Having the empathy, taking care of yourself. But yes, definitely things need to change, and you need this push, right? And maybe that's why you're feeling like this too, because something is not going that great right here in, some aspect of your life, and it's just hurting your heart, and it's just, you can't take it anymore. So time to move. I sound like a broken record. Anyway, let me go ahead and get you I just get real passionate sometimes about these. Let me get you an oracle card. We're using the Dreamscape Oracle from Matt Hughes, who is also that's loud. Matt Hughes also did this deck, the Ethereal Visions Tarot version 1. And, oops. All right, let's give these a shuffle. And I'm also going to get you, let's see, wow, these are fast. Nope. Just one card, Spirit. I'm going to also get you a T-Tag Fortune in a sec. All right. Small deck, beautiful artwork. I really like to use it in tandem with this deck. It's just pretty. Okay, your card is the Word. All right. I'm going to move these around. The Word. You see that? I'm still working on this camera setup. Ooh. Okay. We have, now where did I put the book? I keep misplacing everything. All right. 47. I'm still learning this deck. So pretty. Okay. The Word. Stories and storytelling have been with us since the beginning. Our minds are designed to share our experiences with each other. We crave the sharing of stories to remind us that we are connected through our words. The word leans into her wings. She studies a stack of parchment on her lap, her knees curled up to meet the paper. The girl holds a plume in her right hand, poised to strike the page at any moment. Her eyes remain closed, engrossed in the visions of the story her mind describes. When she is ready, a new story will get inked onto the page. Meanings: write your story down or have a playful attitude towards life. For you, I also get that it's, and I feel like this character here is really goes, like I said, it goes inward, and that's what I'm getting from you in your heart right now. It's just very much in your head, but I think that there's a good way to be in your head. I mean, a good way to be in your head and a not so great way to be in your head. And so you need to get in this lighter headspace, but also I really like the line, when she is ready, a new story will get inked on the page. And that's what you need to focus on. It's knowing that there is a new story after this. There is a new chapter. There is hope, right? There is hope after this tower moment. Okay, write that new story. Make the moves, All right, let's get this. What does this say? Oh, that's so funny. Oh my God. As much as I shake this up, and I have no repeats in this, please watch group 1. Please, group 2, please watch group 1. Be fearless. Know that all will be provided at the right time. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this reading. Thank you so much. Please let me know how it resonated. If you'd like to see anything else in this channel, I do deck reviews. Check out my past videos. They're all timeless readings. Follow me on Instagram. Like, share, subscribe, all the things. I really appreciate it so much, and I will see you again soon. Thanks. Hi, those of you who picked group 3, the little pit of light. Now my nails match the vibe. I'm also going to try to lighten this up in post. I think it's a little dark. Anyway, our spread is tarot spread for Conversation with Your Heart by Twin Moon Tarot on Instagram. I will have that linked below, all the information, like I've said in the intro. Anyway, I pre-shuffled so you didn't have to watch all of that. Interesting what came up. So we're going to start with the middle card, the heart of the situation. And this is what's deep within your heart of hearts. And this is the Five of Wands. So right off the bat, we've got strife. We've got some struggles. The wands are action. They're passion. It's drive. Definitely there could be a struggle that you have been mulling over, that you've been thinking about, dreading, concerning, like a fight or, you know, a disagreement with a group. It could be with one person, but it looks like it's like a group. I mean, it could be family, it could be coworkers, it could be like some haters online, but definitely with an outside influence. I do feel like it is person or people, but it's really weighing on your heart right now. And it's this like struggle. It's almost like too, you keep going over it in your head. And like sometimes, you know, when you think about stuff and you stress about so much and it pops up in your dreams, you're having a hard time sleeping. That's kind of what I'm getting from this. But yeah, it's definitely a strife and struggle. And obviously this will become a little more clear as we get more into this spread. All right. So what is clouding my heart space? So for this one was interesting. The Wheel of Fortune is, you know, it's usually seen as a positive card, and I'm not going to say this isn't in this, but with this particular question, what is clouding my heart space? So for this artwork, this deck is different than the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith. I mean, you still have like the different animals concerning, you know, the different signs and elements, and you have the wheel. But in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, you don't have this figure. And for me, especially in this placement, this is very foreboding because you got this, you know, you can't see their face. It's almost like, you know, the Grim Reaper. It's this fear of the unknown. It's like I said, I think it's in this position. It's very I don't want to say dark, but it's a bit foreboding, right? It's a bit oppressive. And I think what's clouding your heart space is, so this is so the Wheel of Fortune is change, right? And it's change of luck, change of fortune, it's karma. And I feel like it feels like this fear over change, right? And that could be having to do with this group. Maybe you're leaving a group, maybe some dynamic has changed, and you know, things are different, and sometimes it's hard to accept change, but it's the fear of change, or maybe you're trying to make change and it's been something or some dynamic that's been there for a long time, right? And it's tough, it's hard. Maybe you're leaving something. You know, maybe it could also be an outside influence that's changing this dynamic, and it's giving you a lot of fear, especially fear of the unknown, because we get so comfortable with things how they are. And some of us, myself included, especially as fixed signs, me with my Scorpio sun and Aquarius moon, you know, we like things the way they are, and change can be scary. So I think that's how these two are connecting. What are my heart's needs right now for this position? And you have the Ten of Cups. So interesting. And this version of the Ten of Cups, usually there's a group of people, and it's like, you know, they're holding hands under all the cups and the rainbow. And you know, this is just two folks actually. Oh, they have a baby. But what is it? Your heart's needs. So cups, emotions. Very interesting that this came up, and it's the last card in the suit. So it's this culmination. It's the end of this journey, and your heart's needs are definitely for emotional satisfaction concerning others. You know, that it's this, you want everything to be okay. Something's changing, a dynamic's changing, but you ultimately want emotional satisfaction for yourself and, you know, for the other parties involved. Especially if it is a close personal relationship, if it's romantic, if it's family, if it's, you know, good friends. It's just wanting peace, and it's wanting everyone to be together and harmonious, you know? So it's such an interesting contrast. This is clouding your heart. This is what you want. It's change that's getting in the way of this. Something is changing, or something has changed. And then let's see. Something to cultivate that will make my heart sing. And we have a major arcana card. And also, sorry, Wheel of Fortune's a major arcana card. So these cards mean, you know, big overarching influences here. So this isn't just a little bit of change. This is big. And this is why you're so stressed out about it. So something to cultivate that will make my heart sing. The High Priestess. Oh my gosh, this is my favorite in the deck, especially this deck. I love this card. And at first I was like, this is coming up for this. And it took me a sec to kind of like interpret it. Something to cultivate that will make my heart sing. And I think, so for this one, you know, the blatant meaning it's supposed to have in the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith, it's like intuition, inner knowing. It's this mystic, it's psychic, it's, you know, it's inner knowledge. And it could be hidden as well. And I think for this, it's that you need to, oops, sorry, Katie here. You need to cultivate being okay on the inside, being calm, using your intuition to go forward in this situation, to go forward in this time of uncertainness, going with your gut instincts, but also I do think, kind of keeping it to yourself. Whatever's going on in the situation, whatever moves you may need to make, you might need to keep it to yourself. It doesn't need to be blasted on social media. It doesn't need to be like told to all these other people. Whatever moves you have to make, especially ones that benefit you emotionally, and to like get back to this happiness, you may have to definitely go with your inner guidance, but keep it close to your heart. You know, you don't need to lay all your cards on the table. Not everybody has to know what you're doing. And again, it's not being sneaky. It's just that this is a private matter. You need to go inward. You know, it's not something that really needs to be shared with a lot of people. And maybe that's how you feel too. Maybe you feel like this is just really, it's a private matter. That you're not feeling like you need to share it with everyone, that you don't need to get like friends and family members' opinions, because it's not what you need to hear right now. What you need to hear is your inner voice and what works for you. Okay, and then my heart longs to let this go. Another major arcana card, we have the Chariot. So interesting. And this one too was like, it's an interesting card to come up for this, because you know what your heart wants to let go. And this is a Chariot. This is movement. This is travel. This is moving forward. And it's not that you don't want to move forward. What I gathered from this was, so in the original, the Rider-Waite-Smith, the imagery is the person driving the chariot holding the reins. But this is, they have let go. So this card is also about control, you know, and direction. And absolutely, this is you letting go of control. This is you having to let go of the need to control, the need to feel like you have to control the situation or control the outcome. Remember, we talked about fear of change, and this is why you're holding so tightly to maybe try to steer the direction of where this is all going, or to, you know, to get a certain outcome. And it's just that you again need to go inside, go with your gut, but you need to let go of control, or the need to feel like you need control of the situation. Right? Again, I'm getting a lot of fixed energy. So like, let me know in your chart where your fixed signs, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, because especially with those in your personal planets, like it's hard. It's really hard to let go of control. And especially it's something, if it's a really like long-standing relationship or whatever this has to do with, it's not something new, you know, but it's fear of control. It's releasing that. It's using your own intuition, really getting in touch with yourself and your inner guidance, because, you know, eventually sooner or later. You're letting go of control. This is this 10 of Cups moment. It'll happen, you know what I mean? It's like, let the universe kind of take some control with this. Not saying like, you know, let go of everything and just ghost everyone, but it's like that, you know, let go, let the universe help out a little bit. All right, so I'm gonna pull a Dreamscape Oracle card for you, and then I'm gonna pull a T-Tag Oracle. I think I've forgotten how to shuffle. I have taken a slight break from tarot because I've been so clouded, and my reflexes aren't what they were a few weeks ago. Ooh, okay. So we got the gift. Okay. So I have not memorized these. I'm going to use the book. And again, same artist, Matt Hughes. Love this deck. Dreamscape Oracle. Okay. The gift. Smoke rising up behind her. Pandora sits in her chair pondering what the jar contained. Was it a good idea to release the potent magic contained in such a small vessel? She does not yet know what will come of her gift just yet. Only time can tell what will happen to the world as the gift spreads out from the tarnished jar. Pandora wears a simple lavender robe showing her devotion to Zeus. It also shows the gift of wisdom and generosity attributed to her. Meanings: be careful of stepping into situations you may not be able to get out of. Retreat from complicated situations. Oh my goodness. So yeah, it's taking a step back, like I said, and like not having control. It's like, you know, this is Pandora, and then the Greek myth, Pandora's box. She was given the box. She was too curious. She let out all these things into the world. But the one last thing in the box was hope. And she closed that and she held on to that. And so humanity, even though we have all these awful things that happen, we do have hope. And I think with this it's holding on to hope that things will be okay. But, you know, not holding on so tightly. And not taking, I also get like, just not taking on like the blame for anything that's happened. Like it's not you. It's not just your fault. Sometimes there's just a bunch of factors and other people involved, when there's other people involved especially. It's just a mix of things. So, you know, and it's interesting, you know, she's touching her head, and I get like that, you know, tapping into your inner knowing, your intuition, and just also just laying back, you know. So anyway, I thought that was really cool. Okay, let me pull a T-Tag Oracle. All right, we got all. May all beings be happy. Hope you can see that. So yeah, hopefully, well, everything will turn out okay. And again, no need to feel like you have to control the situation. Just let go of the reins. Do not worry about the fear of the unknown. And that's easier said than done. Anyway, I really appreciate you listening. Please give me a like, comment, subscribe, share this video, check out my other videos on this channel, and I will see you soon. Bye. Hi everyone who picked group 4. This is the Rough Rose Quartz. I actually got this in Ireland last fall. It was free from this cool witchy shop in Kilkenny. It was their 1-year anniversary, and so they were giving away rose quartz with every purchase. So I got some like crystal jewelry. And anyway, I love Ireland. It's my favorite place in the whole world. So this crystal is extra special to me. Anyway, here we go with the reading. The spread is a tarot spread for a conversation with your heart by Twin Moon Tarot on Instagram. I have pre-shuffled, so you didn't have to watch all that. We're going to start with the center card, the heart of the reading, if you will. And this is deep within my heart of hearts. So for this card, interestingly enough, I am using a Rider-Waite-Smith based deck, but the artist chose to add 2 extra major arcana cards, and this is one of them, the Well. And it's so funny because, like, as much as I've used this deck, I've rarely seen this. So this is extra special that this has come out. So I'm going to read from the book just because this is like not in a this is not common in a deck. So we tend to, I wouldn't have learned this prior when I learned how to read tarot. So deep within my heart of hearts. So the artist says, this is the astrological correspondence is Gaia, so Mother Earth. The well is the birthplace of ideas, inspiration, and transformation. All things are birthed from this creatrix, and knowledge flows freely to those who seek it. Upright, it means nurturing, opportunity, nature, creativity, and reversed, it means destruction, endings, cold, stagnant. So I did get everything upright in this. I think for this, well, deep within my heart of hearts, I think this reading definitely has to do with you feeling possibly stagnant in your creativity and your creative endeavors. Could also be, just possibly you're not feeling challenged with what you do for work. You maybe crave, something where you actually enjoy what you want to do, a job where you enjoy what you're doing and make money from it. And that's not always, those two things don't always go hand in hand. They often don't, unfortunately, especially in this day and age. But I feel like it's, and this person in this, she looks, she kind of looks like she's lost or expecting something. It's just like this looking out over the water, and it's this, there's a lack of something, and therefore she is searching for it, if that makes sense. And there being water around, this does have to do with, water is the sign of emotions. And then she is on land, so that's earth, and earth has to do with like money and finances and things in this physical plane. So it's like you feel stuck in a way to maybe the money part and having to provide for yourself financially, and roof over your head, shelter, clothing, food, but overlooking the water, the emotions. It's like you're searching for what your heart desires. So it's like you want to blend the two, the earth and the water, the physical and the emotional fulfillment. Anyway, I think that's just a beautiful card. I'm so glad that came up there. And please let me know if this resonates. All right, moving on. So what is clouding my heart space? And we got the King of Wands. So we got the Court card, and the Wands are passion, creativity, drive. So the Court cards could actually be an actual person. It could be you, or it could be an influence. So if this is a person, what's clouding your heart space could be, if this is a person, it could be someone in your life, a loved one, a boss, a coworker, that is, I feel like they're getting in the way of this dream of yours. It's someone who is, very determined, but also very outspoken, and very quick, and like, how do I put this? I want to say hot with their words, as in, like, think of the fire signs, and especially I think of Sagittarius, where because I have some Sagittarius placements. They speak before they think. And so if this is a person, it's someone that's like, words tend to be cutting. They tend to be maybe like, you feel like they're pushing you in a direction you don't want to go. I mean, yes, this does have to do with like drive and creativity, or it could be like they're creatively pushing you in another direction. If it's a boss, a supervisor, or someone else that you go to, for advice, and it's just not jiving with what your heart is really wanting right now concerning all of this, concerning you feeling like nurturing your creative side and nurturing your passions, but also like what your heart wants. Again, if it's not a person, it could just be some kind of influence. It's like this, you feel the need to, it's also like domineering. So it's like just this domineering, like feeling of like, okay, I have to produce, but I'm not liking, my heart's not in what I'm producing, right? It's just getting it out quick, getting it out fast. And maybe you're not happy with the results because you feel like you're producing to produce, not producing to put out content or art or work that you are deeply satisfied with, if that makes any sense. So again, please let me know if this resonates. Moving on, what are my heart's needs right now? And we got the Ace of Cups. So how about that? You need to fill your own cup right here. In this deck, like there's no water in it, and there's water underneath, but there's no water flowing into or out of this cup. Sorry, it's so shiny, so pretty. It's you needing to fill your own cup. So you need to going more toward what fulfills you emotionally, right? Especially if this has to do with, you know, your work, what you produce. Even if, again, it's not work for, well, I guess there's like, well, I don't know. I can't tell if that's like water or like that's part of the stem. But for me, I don't see any water. Like for this, I'm saying this is a dry, empty cup. But if it's, or even if it's just stuff like, side hustle and creative, you know, wanting to, you need to go more towards what you really feel like doing, what makes you happy versus producing and being quick and fast and just getting stuff out to get stuff out. Sorry. That keeps moving. All right, then we have something to cultivate that will make my heart sing. And I laughed out loud when this came out. I mean, because everybody gets, you know, you have the death card and people are like, whoa, they get scared. And this is such a cool death card. I'm a Scorpio, so I'm not afraid of this. So you have death, and then this person's like crying, and then you have the flower. Because you know what? I like this card because to me it means change. It means rebirth, right? Every time I look at this one in particular, I always pick up on different things. So for this is something to cultivate that will make my heart sing, and it's change. It is definitely, it's embrace. It's going away from like, you know, whatever's burdening you, and it's like, it's really taking a deep dive and figuring out like, okay, what needs to change in your process? What needs to change in your daily life? What needs to change in your, like, maybe your task list needs to change, your routine to be able to facilitate you creating, doing, making, whatever this is, that will make your heart happier. You know, maybe you need to change up your method, right? Maybe you literally need to change what you're doing. If that is a job, maybe you need to go towards a job you really like. Or if this is a medium of like art, maybe you're doing one thing because it makes money, but you really want to do another thing, and it's change. So for me, it's pretty like straightforward, and I'm actually really glad that this card came out for this. So, you know, it's change. You need to fill your cup, right? All right, my heart longs to let this go. And this is, we have the Six of Pentacles. And so this is a person, you know, giving to the poor, and these people like being appreciative, and they're being taken care of, or being given handouts by this person. And pentacles are earthly plane things. So again, physical health, job, money, you know, your career. And it's so interesting that this came up, because that's why I'm really feeling this has to do so with like creative output, as in like physical things and job, or like side hustles. Do you know what I mean? Like I do this is my side thing, right? Don't really, you know, do it to make money, but like that's what I'm kind of relating it to. So even if it's not your job where you make money, it's something you could want to make money from if you're not. But you're trying to figure out what your heart wants to go towards, but also make money. Okay. And maybe I'm just projecting because this is me. Anyway, sorry. Six of Pentacles. Your heart longs to let go. And I feel in this one, you are them. Your heart needs to let go of the lack mindset, especially around money and worrying about like, okay, where's it going to come from? Because you're producing, and you're putting stuff out because you're like, okay, this makes me money. I got to pay the bills. But again, you're doing it from this lack mindset. And it's like just kind of letting go, kind of maybe sitting back, taking stock of what needs to change, so that you can have this balance of doing what you love and making money, and not having this lack mindset. And some of it is too, it is like being appreciative and seeing what you have. It really is. And I know sometimes it's hard if you don't have a lot in the bank account, if you know you're struggling to pay bills. But it's really try to come more from this mindset of, this is what I have. This is like, not like I want, I need, but like, this is what I have. I'm so grateful for this. And you know, it's kind of like that mindset of, what's the word? I can't think of the right word, but like the mindset of having and abundance that you do have begets abundance, right? So yeah, I really like that a lot. Let me grab you a Dreamscape Oracle card, also by the same artist, Matt Hughes, as this deck. And I'll shuffle this live. This is it's a short deck, so it's pretty easy. Like what, 35 cards? Okay. Let's see. No, it only got me. I want just group 4. I need to hear today to go along with. Whoa. Okay. Oh, interesting. So we got Palomino, which is the horse. Right. Let me, for this I do have to get the guidebook because I have not memorized these cards. Let's see, 71. Horses are among the longest surviving companions to humanity throughout the ages. They are reliable, loyal, and hardworking creatures often associated with power, speed, and strength. A palomino refers to a breed of golden horses found in the American West. The majestic white mane and vibrant chestnut coats of the palomino make them stand out from other horses. They are well known for their unbridled wildness and strength of will. Ooh, that's giving me King of Wands, like fire vibes. When Palomino comes into your world, it's time to pay attention to your needs, step up to do the work, and get those projects done. Conversely, allow yourself to step out of the stables on occasion. That's funny, pun intended. The Palomino also reminds us to run wild and be free, to soak in the warm summer sun while we can. Meanings: allow yourself to roam free on occasion. It's time to put in the hard work to meet your goals. So that's interesting. So again, time to put in the hard work to meet your goals, but it's not producing just to produce. It's letting your creativity, it's letting your heart, run free and have a break from this work, grind, just to produce, just to make money, right? And again, I could be totally projecting here because I think this is my group. I think this is the one I should pick. But I think you need to be a little more like the Palomino and run wild and free with your creativity and your ideas. Again, very like fire, very Wands energy. But with this, I'm very much getting like, a good mix. I was going to say Wands and Cups, so fire and emotions. But again, with the Pentacles having to do with you're worried about like the money part. Let me get you a tea tag. What's that old song, Wildfire? That one from the 70s, like that one. Yeah, let's embrace that. Let's go look that up. Okay, I can't play it on here because I'll get demonetized. Well, I don't even make money, but you know what I mean. YouTube will take it down, so I can't play it. All right, sometimes, I love this. Sometimes a perfect blessing will arrive in the disguise of a mischievous intruder. So, interesting. Maybe someone's going to pop up soon in your life and help facilitate this, this little more freeness of exploring creativity and kind of letting go a little bit from the earthly things and the feelings of lack. Anyway, thank you for listening to me ramble. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Please like, share, subscribe. Let me know how this resonates, and hopefully I will have a video sooner than later. I'm not gonna say when, because whenever I do that, it's just then it ends up stuff gets in the way, life gets in the way. Anyway, I really appreciate you. Please check out my other videos on YouTube, and have a great day, week, everything. Bye.